Want to find happiness in your career and find your purpose and passion? The irony is that it isn't something you need to search for. The whole concept of trying to figure out what you are passionate about or finding a shortcut to your right career path is really about stepping into your calling to be the best that you can be. This means creating the best work that you can do, being as productive as you can be, and serving others by sharing your gifts with the world. Now, I know I wasn't thinking about serving the world when I was desperately job searching to get out of my stressful job, because I was absolutely completely wrapped up around me. And here's what I mean by that. I was so wrapped up in trying to figure out what I should do and figuring out how I was going to make ends meet. I was so wrapped up in looking for a job so I could get a paycheck. I was so obsessed with trying to be happy in some job out there on monster.com instead of realizing that I already had a true calling that was inside of who I was. So anytime we have a fear or insecurity, we are really focused on us. And that is the place that feels icky and like you're going on a wild goose chase with so much stress looking externally for your dream job. That is when I was self-absorbed, all about me. Then I was unhappy because I was holding back myself because my job searching morning and night was not in my calling and was not how I serve people best. Instead, it made me want to go crazy. Well, how does one get out of that? How do you get out of this stress? Because you need to have a paycheck and you need to have a job to pay your bills, so how do you find your calling and purpose? This is very tricky for most people. Here's the great news. You can transform this. I personally have. I was a frantic job searcher who didn't know anything about passion or purpose. I thought you go to college, get your degree, and then go into the field you got your degree in. And then you get paid with a paycheck and just keep working hard year after year. I didn't know that when I first became a financial analyst, because that's what my degree was, and that's what my advisor said I would be great at, that I would lose my mind with frustration, stress, and anxiety not being in the right career fit. And so I became obsessed with this entire process of just finding a job to make ends meet and paying my bills. Anything would be better than where I was at in my draining job. I'm sure you can probably relate to that. The really great news is that I was forced to learn how to find my ideal career fit and develop myself personally, and that same development is available to you. When I learned I had interests, gifts, and talents that were unique to me that I realized I loved doing, I realized who I had to become to be able to be that woman, to make the leap and step into work that made me happy. Fast forward to today, and I have found that sweet spot where I want to go to work and where I am serving others and completely in my calling at the same time. All this because I took the focus off me looking for a job to make ends meet and instead trusted that God had a perfect plan unfolding for my life and for my highest good. Only you can be you, and your most important job is to be the best you can be. You have talents within you that you are aware of now and others that you aren't even aware of yet. You have a calling, which is what you would do whether you are paid for or not. Your calling needs to be evident in your life for you to be happy. My favorite prayer for figuring out my calling was and still is, God, please use me. Your purpose, passion, and calling is not something that you are going to find one day while job searching. Jobs come and go, but your calling is for life and cannot be taken away. The best way to do your calling is to start evaluating how you can serve with your gifts and talents you are aware of now, having faith and surrendering your stress and career anxiety into God's hands. So this is all available to you if you allow your mind to shift and transform your relationship with your work. You'll really see how much you are being in service to yourself and taking care of yourself and happiness when you are also serving others with your authentic gifts and talents. Not only are you bettering your life as you transform your mindset and career, but you're also going to be bettering other people's lives, such as your clients, your customers, your bosses, your coworkers, and most importantly, your family and your friends as you step into your greatness and the career calling of your life. It's not something you have to search for, and it's within you. The best way to find your passion and purpose is to be 100% you and to be your best self. Then your calling will emerge. I always like to say, do what you can where you are with everything you've got. When I realized that my best self was when I was teaching a group of employees on any topic, even topics I hated, I looked for more ways I could add training to my role as a financial analyst. I volunteered to lead the training team and to teach a course for new employees on how to navigate their career in my spare time. From there, my true calling emerged. My life purpose really was to help other women find careers they love. That was me serving with my unique talents and skills and doing something that fulfilled me, that I could wake up and get super excited about. And day by day, it became more clear as I tried new activities like blogging, which, by the way, I used to hate writing when I was a kid, and I thought I was terrible at it, to public speaking. I'm an introvert here who doesn't really like to be in front of people. All these things I thought I didn't like and I wasn't good at, but suddenly they started to be part of my calling and purpose the more I explored how I could be my best self and how I could serve more people on this planet. Yes, speaking scares me, but speaking to 800 women in Brazil a year ago was a life-changing moment. It was so humbling to realize everything that I had done up to that point to improve myself and patiently wait for my calling to appear while I focused on tasks that made me happy. Each and every opportunity that has dropped into my lap that I have said, wow, where did that come from? Like speaking internationally, like signing a book deal, getting featured in magazines and articles. It's not something I personally pushed for and said, how can I write a book? Or how can I get press? Or how can I speak internationally? Instead, it came about by just every single day doing a little bit of what I love and growing my strengths and talents even though I wasn't getting a paycheck from them yet. Even though I had a full-time job I hated, I would work on my little blog every morning and be so excited to wake up and do that even if it was just a few minutes in the morning. My work and calling has now impacted hundreds of women's careers and lives. It's kind of startling to think about who I used to be and all the lives that would not have been touched by me had I not raised my hand and said, yes, I am totally available to be used by God every day and totally available to overcome my fears and get out of my comfort zone. I raised my hand and said, I am available to overcome my insecurity and I will stop playing small in this world and not achieve my true potential. And letting go of the, well, who am I to be successful thoughts that each woman has faced. Each one of us is meant to be successful and have a great contribution on this earth. Ever since I've claimed my calling and taken a stand for my value in the world, the coolest opportunities have come to me. So this is part of mastering your internal search for a job. You will get over your fears by claiming your value in the world. You don't have to know or find your calling right now. The key to overcoming your fears and finding your ideal career target is to focus on what you do best.